It's week 6 of the NFL season. Let's find some winning bets. That's right, week 6 of the NFL season, and we are here with another edition of Game Day Gambles to bring you some winning plays on the NFL slate this weekend. NFL was a little rough on us this last weekend. Greg and I split a couple games that we differed on. The Cowboys came out and won a game that we didn't think they were going to win. I did get a big time upset in the Cardinals upsetting the 49ers. So if you put a play on that, you definitely want a chunk of change. But let's talk about this slate of the NFL Week 6. No Chiefs for the local people here. No Chiefs to bet on. So you can't win any money on the Chiefs this weekend. But there's a lot of great games on this slate to get into. But before we do, just a quick reminder: if you're finding the podcast for the first time, we are over here on YouTube, KC Sports Authority. Thank you for checking us out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. Officially over 1,000 subscribers, and we couldn't be more grateful. Stay tuned for our giveaway information as we've talked about the last month or so. That'll be coming out on our social media. So make sure you're giving us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and TikTok at KCSA Pod. All right, NFL Week 6 best bets. Greg, where do you want to start?
I guess we got to start with the 9:30 a.m. game out here, 8:30 for you Kansas folks.
Freaking London.
Here we go again. And they say that the Jags, that's their home stadium.
It is. They played more games there than they do in Jacksonville, I think.
Have they figured it out after last week? I don't know if I'm sold. Their defense is so bad. It's last in the league. The Bears have some offensive weapons and are actually playing some good defense. So I'm going to go small, but I'm going to take the Bears to win in London.
Really? See, I actually think the Jags go out and win this handedly, mostly because Caleb Williams in a big time road game, first time going overseas, the lights of London getting him, or the lack of lights because it's always dull and rainy. But traveling over there, yes, the Bears showed steady improvement the last few weeks, but I think Jacksonville's played in this game enough times that they should be able to figure out something. But really, to me, it's Jacksonville versus the Bears versus the field. The field has caused injuries a lot the last couple of weeks. So, which team can get through injuries? So, I actually think I take Jacksonville here, even as the 1 point road dog in their second home environment.
Keegan, look, he played at USC. He was in LA. He's not going to go to London and go, oh shit, there's Big Ben. Ooh, like he's fine. And then he's in Chicago. He's fine. He's not going to be overwhelmed by London. You know who is overwhelmed right now? Trevor Lawrence.
Doug Peterson.
Yes. So they got to prove it to me. I like your faith.
That's good.
I like your faith, but I need to be proved. They got to prove it.
I can't disagree with the logic there. That's for sure. Let's go next to, I think, another fun game to watch is Cardinals on the road against the Packers. Can the Cardinals go in back-to-back weeks and be the upset pick? I don't think they do it this week. Green Bay's offense looks fantastic. Their defense is always solid. Whether they have Jair Alexander or not, they figure out how to get it done. Jordan Love is going to figure out how to get himself back in MVP conversation. The Packers go out and win this by at least a touchdown, given the 4.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I lean Packers here. I'm probably not going to bet this one because I want to see Jordan Love back at 100% before I start trusting them week in and week out. But yeah, I lean Packers. I think Love is a good QB. He'll figure it out. He made some bad throws the last couple of weeks. He'll figure it out.
All right, let's go Colts Titans. Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson. They've said Anthony Richardson is the quarterback when healthy, despite the fact that Joe Flacco turned the clock back to 2012 yet again for a second season in a row and put up some big time numbers. Titans are desperate for a win, in my opinion, even though they did get their first win. They got to figure out what the identity of this season is. They're a 2.5-point favorite at home. Thoughts on this divisional game?
I like Tennessee here. I like Will Levis to get back on track and get a win. I think they've played in some close games. Balls have not bounced their way. Pittman's probably not playing. It sounds like he might even go to IR at this point. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor's banged up. He's probably not going to play again. Give me the healthier team here. Give me Pollard getting some handoffs and running over that Colts D. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'm going to give the 2.5.
I like it there too. I think Pollard is showing that maybe from a fantasy perspective, he shouldn't have been slept on so much as he has a heavy share of the offense right now. So I like that one too.
Yeah, and this is something people might not even realize is Texans, I mean, the Titans are number one in defense for yards per game given up. They're only giving up 283 yards a game. So if they can, 261 yards a game. If they can kind of neutralize what the Colts are going to do with all these injuries on offense, I think they might be a little dangerous at home.
Yeah, I think their defense is better than they get credit for. L'Jarius Sneed, obviously, Chiefs fans know the loss of L'Jarius Sneed, but he's been one of the three best corners again this year and shutting down the top threat on the opposition. So I like that. Another divisional game that I think is going to have a lot of eyeballs on it, especially being one of the first games of the day on Fox. Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road to face the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, who had a double-digit loss to the Chiefs, they lose Derek Carr for at least a week. We're probably going to see Spencer Rattler get the start here. We might see a lot of Taysom Hill mixed in and a bunch of different things. Yet they're only a 3.5-point dog at home to a Tampa Bay team that's got one of the better offenses in the league and can put up points in a flurry and can put up a lot of points throughout the whole game. Chris Godwin has aged backwards. His knees look healthy. Baker Mayfield is having one of the better years for a quarterback. Yet only a 3.5-point favorite when we have a quarterback who's probably going to start that we have no idea what he's going to be.
Look, I think you trust Rattler. I don't. The Bucs are one of the worst defenses in the league, so I get it. They're probably going to move the ball at home. Kamara will probably have a decent game.
Oh, he's going to get 30-plus touches combined.
But
he's got to.
I just cannot see. I can't see the Bucs not outscoring them with a quarterback issue, right? I mean, I think the Saints are going to put up points, but I think the Bucs just beat them in a shootout. This could be a game that I don't bet a lot of totals, but this total's a 41.5. To me, seems a little light.
Yeah, I know the Saints have a really good defense, and they've got guys all over the field. The Bucs have the better offense. I don't see. I could see the excuse me, the under hitting there because I just don't see how Spencer Rattler does enough to do a lot there offensively. So I like the Bucs, but something about the 3.5 on the road makes it. Is this one of those games that makes you feel Vegas is feeling a certain thing and the public's feeling something else? Like, are they setting the public up here to fail?
I think people are going to be drawn to the Saints getting over a field goal at home with that defense with Kamara. I think you run into the problem a lot of times too, where people don't check injuries and don't know what happened, and they just assume Carr is playing, and then all of a sudden they turn the TV on and they go, "Who is this kid?" Right?
Yeah, I could see that. I'm with that. There are a bunch of other games on the slate. Do you want any other divisional games you want to get into? Like I said, I'm not as thrilled about the slate as a whole, so I really only have one other game I want to talk about. Well, two other games I think we should talk about. But anywhere you want to go next, I think they're the two we're thinking of are two bigger matchups for sure. One of them,
I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers on the road. If you're looking for that 4 o'clock play, I think they go into Denver, have no problems. Give the 3. Harbaugh, I'll take all day to outcoach whoever. So Sean Payton doesn't scare me out there.
Even the Broncos, who are getting a little bit momentum now.
Yeah,
2 wins in a row.
Yeah, 2 wins in a row won't be 3. Give me the Chargers giving 3 there. I think they win that game. And then he said the other ones are the big games. So the 3 night games, is that where we're going?
Well, I've got the afternoon one, Lions Cowboys.
Yeah. And then the 2 night games. That's what I meant.
I think Cowboys get the win that they needed, but Lions are the much better team. So 3-point 3-point favorite on the road in Dallas. I still like the Lions to cover that. They're the better team, top to bottom, better coaching staff. Lions easily.
Yeah, anytime I can get the Lions at a field goal or less, there's zero chance I'm not betting the Lions. Take the Lions.
Dak's going to throw at least one pick.
Yeah.
Their run game, they're still figuring out. Dowdle's look better. But if you can contain CeeDee Lamb just enough, Dallas can't score a ton of points.
No, and like the crazy thing is Detroit's defense, who struggles, right? They give up less points than Dallas. They're very much what we've talked about on the show before. They are very much a bend don't break D. They'll give up a lot of field goals, but they do a good job in red zone defense. So I think Detroit will score more touchdowns than the Cowboys will, and that'll be our difference.
That's what gives them the game. I guess the other one again, we should have backed up to my game of the week pick on this was Commanders on the road at the Ravens. Commanders are probably the darling of the NFL this year. Jaden Daniels potentially running away with the rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year. Is this the game where the public starts to go, "Hey, Lamar, you've been the MVP, you've been the favorite for that, you've been the best dual threat quarterback in the league." But look out because here comes Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders sitting at 4-1 with a top 5 offense in the NFL and potentially going to run away with that division like we talked about last week. Thoughts on this matchup here as the Ravens are a 6.5 point favorite at home. It's a pretty big favorite considering Washington has a fantastic offense.
Washington has a great offense, and they have probably an underrated defense. They're middle of the pack, but they're decent defense. They can play. Look, the Ravens got an absolute gift last week. A gift. A bad snap caused a missed field goal, or they lose that game in overtime. Terrible coaching in the fourth quarter got them to overtime. So they got a gift. Do they take that gift and run with it and become the 14-3, 13-14 we thought they would be? Maybe. But 6.5 is a lot. I think, especially if the Ravens go up 10-13 and they go into some type of prevent defense, he'll eat them up in the fourth quarter and get them back to within a score. So give me
Backdoor
the Commanders.
cover.
Give me the Commanders here to cover. And for those of you who watch Red Zone, don't be surprised if in the witching hour the Commanders are one of those teams where the loss becomes a win.
Yeah. Do you want to talk Sunday Night Football? Again, we got two teams that are abysmal. The Bengals still find ways to lose games despite probably being one of the more talented teams in the league. The Giants are going nowhere fast, yet they've been starting to get some wrinkles of that offense going with Wan'Dale Robinson. And if I don't know yet if Malik Neighbors is going to play this weekend or not, but Wan'Dale Robinson has looked pretty good. They've gotten the run game going a little bit, and Daniel Jones has been somewhat competent on offense. But the Bengals just look like a disaster. And they're still 3.5 point favorite.
The Bengals I don't know what they're doing. This is what they seem to have been doing the last 2 years. It's like, when are you going to just finally turn it around and figure it out? But again, terrible coaching, terrible clock management. I don't know when teams and head coaches are going to realize in this league that if the other team has 3 timeouts and you run the ball up the middle every time, you're going to wind up punting, and it's probably going to bite you in the ass. Throw the ball, run something creative, and you'll pick up a first down, you'll go to 3 knees and win the game. How many times have we seen it where a team takes a risk, goes to a play action, throws a little pass to the tight end, he rumbles for 10 yards and 3 knees, and thank you very much. Yep. Right? Think of the Chiefs. Think of the Chiefs offense. What would they do? They're not going to run up the middle 3 times. Hell freaking no.
They'll do it the first time.
They're going to let Mahomes make a play 9 times out of 10, right?
Now, if we're talking KU football, they are for sure running it up the gut 3 straight times for 3 straight possessions when they should be doing the opposite. But
right.
This is the NFL. We're talking about some better coaches here, hopefully.
So I don't understand.
I shown you can't do that.
I just don't get what the Bengals are doing. I don't. But the Giants are not a great team, right? I know they beat Seattle, who is also not a good team. And for those of you who are listening who told me and talked me into the Seahawks tonight, because we're recording this Thursday night, who are currently down 13-0, and the Niners have the ball driving again, maybe let me do the picking and you stop texting me who you like, because once again, you were wrong and you cost me money. I don't know how you talked me off the Niners, but you did, so you're great salespeople. Thank you for that. Awesome loss. So we got a couple coolers who listen to the show. So listen to the heater here. I'll give you the picks. You bet my side. Let's not bet yours anymore. So that's my PA for the day. Give me the Bengals to go in there, punch the Giants right in the mouth. Giants are a bad football team. The Seahawks are worse. We saw that last week. Bengals will get healthy this week. They'll win that game. They'll win it easily. MetLife is going to be not friendly to the home teams this week.
Yeah, and MetLife, New York area, they're going to be more focused on Yankees or Mets in the playoffs. Mets are a lot of fun to watch if you're a New York area resident. Hopefully the Yankees, though, dropped the Royals. But, yeah, I don't really want to touch this game personally. If I do, I think the only thing I want to do is just say screw it, put something on the Giants on the money line because it'll be plus money, and call it good because I don't want anything to do with that game. But yeah, last game of the week, Bills on the road against the Jets. No head coach, new offensive coordinator. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 45. The Bills have lost games they definitely shouldn't have, and Josh Allen has not looked good. Both teams are desperate for a win, I think, to keep this season going for them. Maybe the Jets a little bit more. Typically, history says that the team that fires their coach somehow plays inspired enough the following game. So even though Buffalo's the 2.5 point favorite on the road, that has me leaning to go the Jets route. But I don't know if I can trust it because it's freaking Aaron Rodgers, man, and he's just weird and finds ways to disappoint. They couldn't do anything against the Broncos. And I don't see how they inspire you enough to want to pick them.
They don't. No. Sorry, Keegan. I'm gonna go on a little rant here for a minute because I'm pissed about both games last week because they hurt both of these teams hurt us last week, and we were 0-2 where we should have been 2-0.
Yep.
I don't know what in the world Aaron Rodgers is doing. First, I don't know. They were going to win that game. They were going to score a touchdown and win that game. I don't know what that throw to Mike Williams was. I don't know what he's putting his arms in the air looking for a pass interference for. He threw it right at the feet of the D-back who said, "Thank you very much. Ball game over." I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes he looks like he can still throw. He zips one in the back of the end zone. You're like, whoa, Aaron Rodgers. And then he makes decisions like that. It looks like he doesn't have an arm anymore. I don't know what they're doing. The best thing they did all week was get rid of the head coach because that was a problem. Like, he sucks. That team is not very good. Defense is good, but it ain't going to get you anywhere if they're always on the field.
Yeah.
This is a divisional game. Guess who knows that defense well? Guess who's not going to be worried about that defense? Josh Allen. Last week's loss, I don't know what the hell that Bills coaching team was thinking. They had the ball at the 1 yard line and said, here's what we'll do. We'll throw 3 deep passes and hope to hit one. Run the goddamn ball or throw a short pass, get a little bit of room out of that end zone, maybe pick up a first down. You have all the momentum. Go to overtime.
They're wasting a possession.
Go to overtime, win the game. You let them keep a timeout and punted it back to them with 16 seconds to go. What did you think was going to happen? That your defense that can never get off the field when it matters was going to make a miraculous big stop on a 3rd down? No. I would have bet everything that a field goal was coming and you were going to lose that game by 3. What in the world were you thinking? That was the worst last minute of coaching I think I've seen in a long time. 3 deep balls to try to hit a 40-yard for what? You weren't going to get in a field goal range most likely. Try to get to the 20-yard line and go to overtime.
Yeah. But we're taking the Bills this week still,
you
right?
You should be 4-1.
They should be.
Yes. Look, you should be 4-1, and the Bills are a good team. The Jets are not. I think 2.5, giving 2.5 to the Jets is a gift. Allen will get them back on track. Here's my advice. Look, I'm not naive. I know the Bills coaching staff isn't listening to us, but if someone out there somehow knows someone on there, do me a favor. Let Josh Allen call the plays. The rest of you shut up, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I like it. That's NFL Week 6. Again, for you local people, no Chiefs bet this week. But that's all of our plays. Greg, what else do you have for us to wrap this up?
We'll give you the TD one. I'm telling you, we just got to hit one, and we're going to be profitable in the year. We're going to make some money. So this week, let's go with Keenan Allen to get in the end zone for the first time out there in London. Let's go with Tank Dell now that Collins is injured. Maybe Dell goes over the top, gets in the end zone for us. Brian Robinson Jr. is going to score for the Commanders when they're going to key in on everyone else. We're going to get him. We're going to get the running touchdown because they're not going to let Daniels get out to the edge. So let's go with him. I think McBride is going to get in that end zone. I said it last week. I think he's going in. And McConkley for the Chargers, I think, gets in the end zone again. I think he's becoming Herbert's favorite target. I think he gets in the end zone. $20 investment. It's the round robin with the one on all the 3s, $1 on all the 4s, 5 on the full 5. 20 will get you back over 1,700. Let's cash it.
It's very ballsy of you to think Keenan Allen might actually score a touchdown, let alone play, because he's always hurt. But I like it. That field in London, it's hurt guys the last couple of weeks. So I don't know about that, but yeah, that's some good winnings there. Again, I've said it every week. I love these round robins. They're a lot of fun. I'm going to concoct a couple myself. I've been looking at a lot of running back ones because running backs have been getting the goal line touches over the receivers or tight ends. So I like that a lot there. But yeah, that'll end things here on this edition of Week 6 of the NFL Best Bets Game Day Gambles over here on the KC Sports Authority podcast. Remember, each week you guys can send in any games you want some info on, send any fantasy football questions you have our way. Send any sort of play that you want to put out there as a fun play. Send us your round robin TDs and let's take a look at them. So hit us up, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at KCSA Pod. You can also, of course, comment on the videos here below. Make sure you go check out the Week 7 college football best bets if you haven't done so already. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below so you can come back for every Game Day Gambles episode and hopefully win some money along the year with us. So that'll wrap it up for this one. And like always, we'll catch you guys in the next episode.